So here's a new addition to the farm. This is a 1969 G1000 Vista. Picked it up out of northern Indiana. It's came out of Texas originally. It sat in Texas for a long time, so there's a lot of froze up controls that I'm getting unstuck, and a lot of rubber's dry rotted, so I have to leak check everything and fill fluids, and haven't tried to start it yet. I hooked the battery to it and had it crank over a little bit, but the solenoid on the starter cracked, so I lost my positive plug on there. So I got a new solenoid coming for it. That shouldn't be too bad. I got a battery on it, and you know, a lot of the tires weren't great. This one was leaking. We put a tube in it. It's got the big propane tank in the back. The Vistas put the propane in the back and moved the fuel tank. They had diesels too, propane and diesels. So they put it in the back and they moved the operator's platform forward and up. That's why they call it the Vista, because you get a view. It's got these big cast foundry weights inside and out. I don't really need those for hay work, so I don't know. And the Vistas, I think, were yellow rims. They had these painted white. There's a big casting flaw from the foundry weight. They're kind of ugly. I might see if the inner ones are better and just run the outer ones. I have to do the wheel seals, axle seals on the back. But there's a lot of stuff to go through on this old girl. We'll get her running. That cherry bomb I put on there is kind of cool. And I got, well, that's my leak check and try to start it apparatus. That's the 40-pounder and a hose running to the filter. And then that goes over to the regulator vaporizer. I got some electronic ignition. I went with this Precision Spark. They seem to be priced a little better than the other ones. What do they call the other ones? Pertonics or something. So it came with the coil and the Holofax sensor, the whatever you call that little doodad that goes in the distributor. And it looks like they had a engine overhaul at some time. The heads and the jugs are not painted, so I don't know if they took them apart and replaced them or they hot tanked them. But and spark plug wires, I want to run different spark plug wires that'll work with the electronic ignition, but that's a long, I don't think I can find a spark plug wire that long without making my own. We'll see how that goes. I got some coming. I don't know if they'll be long enough, but it's pretty cool. Show you the inside. I don't have a door, but I was figuring I'd make a door, and the air conditioning system will get modernized with something else. You got a lot of bird poop in here. So you have your shifter. It's a big rod that goes over and runs the shifter in the middle of the transmission from over there. But I got first. It won't go into fifth right now, but I think it's just because the gears aren't meshing. Second, it's a little off. That's why that's bent. It's a wonky shifter. Alright, we won't play with that too much. The controls. Second remote, first remote. 3-point throttle. And your depth settings. I don't know exactly how all that works yet. The brakes are empty. Clutch seems to clutch. And the wheels are gone from the seat bracket. Got the ampler torque. I think it's only a 2-speed. Judging by the Minimo, the 445 I have, I think that is high and this is low. And I read somewhere where you can't really shift out of gear if something's not right with the ampler torque, or if it's, anyway, I got that glass to go in. The valves leak. There's a little bit of vapor in here, and they replace these valves because they leak out the stem. There's no key for it, so I'll figure that out. Tack doesn't work. I know there's no cable inside the tack cable. But it's showing 2,254 hours, so that's, I don't know how long the tack's been not working. It's got a cool dash and everything for the air conditioning. Don't know what went here. So that's the inside of the cab. It's pretty straightforward. Peak-tailed lever and a parking brake. So then you got a gauge for the propane level. So that's inside the cab. It's a little hard to get out of here. It's not too bad though. I've had worse tractors to get in and out of. Hydraulic pump, distributor, water pump, belt driven fan. The later Vistas had this chrome emblem. The earlier Vistas had just Vista written on the hood, and then the G1000 was a sticker. These are aluminum. Looks like somebody stuck them on there, and I don't know how to repaint those yet. That's stuck on. That's been stuck on. This one, they stuck them on with sticky tape. I don't know how to duplicate that black lettering on the aluminum. If I can maybe get stickers, I don't know. We'll figure it out. This has got a really good rubber on this one, I tell you. It's pretty good tread, but the air's showing through. So I got tires to go on the back or the front. They're going to be this side. That's what, 11/16. That's 11/16. It's a big chunky tire. I'm going to use a 10/16 because I got a set of 10/16s in the shop already that are pretty good. That's a 10/16. So. And the back is 18/4/38. So there's the AC compressor that ran to the roof. I'm gonna take that all off and probably do a 12-volt RV air conditioner. I don't know if the pulley was on the 1000 and they chopped it off, but we'll have to figure out if I can dress that up or have to replace that shaft. The 540 is in good shape. The 1000 shaft is a little boogered. Of course, all the hoses are going to have to go and get replaced. I don't know what these brackets were for, but they torched it. Oh, those are for hanging hydraulic cylinders. Back in the day, hydraulic cylinders were a little expensive, so you just kept them on the tractor and then swapped them through the implements you're using. Pretty cool tractor. Got my 40-pounder, leak check it and see if we can run it off that on vapor. So you run them on vapor till they warm up, and then you switch to liquid, and that pumps it to the regulator vaporizer. This is a Century M5. I guess they're good for 350 horsepower, but it only puts out about 110, 111 PTO. So this is coolant. It runs to the back of the vaporizer, warms it up. Then your liquid comes in here, gets warmed up, and goes into your throttle plate. And there's a throttle plate there and on the carb. I don't know exactly how all that works, but I do know you got to prime it on vapor, put a little fluid in there, crank it, get it started, and then once it warms up, this will get hot enough to vaporize the liquid, and then you run it on liquid for more fuel capacity. I don't know how well you can work it just on vapor, but you run it on liquid to get more power out of the propane, because you can pump more propane into it when it's getting vaporized in there. And the governor, it's all freed up right now, so that should be good. Power steering, well, it needs more clamps. It's going to need a lot more clamps to hold that power steering filter on there. And the wiring looks pretty good. I think we won't have much trouble there. It's all in really good shape. The alternator, I'm going to replace it with a higher amp alternator so I can run an AC off it, air conditioning. I'm going to keep the cab because it's factory cab and there's not a lot of Vistas running factory cabs anymore. People take them off for show tractors, but I plan on using it a little. So there she blows.